Hello everyone, this is day 43 of Polity Daily Drill. Let's begin. First question. Which of the following statements most accurately describes Article 136 of the Indian Constitution? It allows the President to seek the Supreme Court's advisory opinion on legal questions. Is this Article 136? Of course not. This is Article 143. B. It grants the Supreme Court special leave to appeal against any judgment in any matter from any court or a tribunal. Yes, this is what is Article 136. SLP, Special Leave Petition. Let's look at the others as well. It designates the Supreme Court of India as a court of record with all the powers of such a court. Court of Records is Article 129. Of course, this is wrong. And D has to be wrong. Which article is this? It states that the law declared by the Supreme Court is binding on all courts within the territory of India. Article 141. Moving on to question number 2. Which of the following principles reflected in the preamble of the Indian Constitution was not explicitly added by an amendment? So we know that the preamble was amended once in the year 1976 with the 42nd Amendment Act, and 3 words were added: integrity, secular and socialist. So this was not added through an amendment. A is the right answer. Moving on to question number 3. Which of the following provisions related to the Panchayati Raj system is or are correct under the Indian Constitution after the 73rd Amendment? Number 1. The state legislature shall endow the panchayats with the powers and authority to function as institutions of self-government. Article 243, capital G. However, a small modification. It is not shall. Shall makes it mandatory. May endow. May or may not provide. So 1 is wrong. Number 2. The duration of panchayats at each level is fixed at 5 years. That's correct. From the date of their first meeting, and elections must be held before the expiry of this period is correct. Number 3. All the seats in a panchayat are filled by direct election from the territorial constituencies in the panchayat area is correct. Number 4. The chairperson of a panchayat at the village level shall be elected directly by the people. This is wrong. The sarpanch, the mukhya, the president, the pradhan, whatever name you may call this person, the chairperson is elected in the manner which is decided by state legislature by law. That is why in some states the sarpanch is elected directly by the members of Gram Sabha. In other states, all the members of the Gram Panchayat elect from amongst themselves one person to become the sarpanch. It varies from state to state. Why? Because the concerned state legislature has to decide this by law, by a simple majority. So 2 and 3 are correct. B is the right answer. Moving on to question number 4. Consider the following statements about Lok Adalats in India. The decisions rendered by Lok Adalats are final and binding on all parties involved, and no appeal lies against such decisions in any court. This is absolutely correct. Decisions are final. That is why one very important element of Lok Adalats is the finality of decisions. Why? Because it is primarily amicable, peaceful resolution of disputes. It's a compromise. So how can you challenge a compromise? Either you agree on the compromise or don't agree on the compromise. So 1 is correct. Lok Adalats are organized by NALSA under Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. Yes, this is also correct. And number 3, every award made by a Lok Adalat is deemed to be a decree. Decree meaning a conclusion of a civil court is also correct. All 3 are correct. So how many of the above statements are incorrect? D, none. And the last question for today. How many of the following provisions or bodies of the Indian Constitution reflect its centralizing tendency? So number 1, Niti Aayog. Number 2, appointment of governors. Number 3, all India services. So yes, all India services is seen as a unitary feature. Also, appointment of governors, which is done by the center, is a unitary feature. Now, Niti Aayog is out of question because it is not a constitutional body. So, one is wrong. However, the Niti Aayog might be seen as a unitary feature, but it is more predominantly seen as a feature which is cooperative and also competitive, meaning it provides for competitive federalism in the country. So 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are correct. So B, only 2. This brings us to an end of our discussion for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Till then, that's all for me. Jai Hind.